like, or enjoy some silence, have a moment to find Spotify. I'm not going to cue any props today. We'll do a little bit of stuff on our knees. So if you know that like lunging on your knee forever is bitchy, get a towel or a blanket to put under. And maybe for some of the balances, like if we all had blocks, it would be cool. So if you know, like hamstrings are really tight and you want to have a water bottle or a dictionary or something, you can certainly grab that, but not essential. I don't think I'll use anything, so we can make do. And 1 out of 3 classes last week, this mic started making a horrible buzzing noise, which I could not hear, but everyone else could, and they lived with for a long time. So if that is happening, just say like, hey, reset your mic, because gross. Or the batteries die, let me know about that. I think that's all my general information. My other unrelated exciting news is that like 3 of us coaches are going in tomorrow to practice like very social distanced workout in a group outside the gym, like with Hannah's going to mark off like 15 feet away spots. So maybe in a week or so, we can like kind of see each other and work out near each other if you're interested in that. If you're not, that's fine. Stay safe at home. I like coming to you at my home too, but okay, there's the news. Hey, let's get to our yoga mat. We'll start in child's pose. So shins on the mat, knees wide, big toes maybe coming to touch, hands out, reaching out in front of you, forehead coming towards the earth. We can actively press into our palms to send our hips a little bit farther back. And then releasing that work, trying to just gently relax towards the earth. I'll do my best to cue inhales and exhales throughout class, but please breathe on your own in whatever way works for you. We're going to try to do some longer inhales and exhales as we move. So this is a great place to start checking in with our breath. You can use Ujjayi breathing, which is the yoga word for sort of that Darth Vader breath with a slight constriction on the back of your throat, just really letting yourself hear your breath, letting your breath take up space in the body, in the room, in your ears. Or silent breath is always fine too if that works for you, but no one can hear you, so you can sound however you want to sound. All right, we'll begin to move by walking our hands in and then our knees in underneath us. So we're in tabletop all fours. We'll spread our fingers nice and wide, middle finger pointing towards the front of the mat. Starting with some cat-cows, letting your belly drop down, your gaze up towards the ceiling, and then reversing that, arching your spine, gazing back towards your navel. Rounding back and forth through our cat and cows a few times at your own pace, nice and slow or a little speedier, depending on how you're feeling today. And we'll come to a neutral tabletop, flat back here. We're going to tuck just our right toes underneath, and then bringing our weight more into our left knee. Our right knee is going to come out for some fire hydrants, just that the dog peeing on the fire hydrant. So we're lifting our right knee off to the side. We'll go for 5 more, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then keeping that 90-degree bend, we're gonna bring our thigh parallel with the earth, our sole of the foot up towards the ceiling, and we're gonna do some sort of 80s workout pumps, sole of the foot pushing towards the ceiling, up and down, and we'll do 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 of those. From here, we're gonna extend that right leg straight back behind us, out long, and we're gonna tick-tock our big toe side to side, like kind of a windshield wiper movement, just working on internal and external rotation a little bit here. We'll do 3, 2, 1 of those. And then this right leg shooting straight out long behind us is going to cross outside our left foot. We'll look over our left shoulder at it for a nice C curve here. Squeezing the left side of our body, right side expanding long. From here, we're going to bend our right knee and have it come towards the earth. So we're crossing our legs on our shins. Kind of weird. Our palms will stay right where they are, and we're going to actively push into them, sending our hips back towards our heels, whatever amount they come. Should hopefully find a little bit of a butt stretch here. I definitely don't have to go very far. And then weight back up, shoulders stacked over wrists. We'll extend our right leg straight long behind us and then sweep it all the way out to the right side body. The inside of the right foot will find the earth here. And let's wag our tail side to side a little bit here, just feeling our pelvis moving around in this sort of weird. I don't know why video makes it weirder for me to shake my ass at you, but just wiggling our tailbone back and forth a little bit. And then our weight will go into our right hand as we find stillness with our hips, and our left hand's going to try to thread the needle underneath towards our right leg. Rolling panda, it's called, so you might feel kind of like a silly internet meme, all wiggly over here. Cool. We'll press into our right hand, bring both palms to the earth, both knees to the earth. Let's do a little marauding bear. So that's just side to side, cat and cow. So squeezing one hip and shoulder together on the other, back and forth a little bit. Getting ready to do all of that jazz on the other side. So finding neutral stillness. Our left toes will tuck underneath, letting the weight come off the left knee. And then we'll do our fire hydrants on the left side. Yeah, we've got 5 more, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then we'll kick that heel up towards the ceiling, punch in the ceiling, up with our hip or our foot. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then extend the left leg long behind us, tick-tocking toes side to side. Working on internal and external rotation, squeezing your navel in while we're here for 3, 2, 1. Left leg reaches long behind us, and then outside our right foot. Look over your right shoulder for that left heel. Inhaling, expanding your left side body. Exhaling, squeezing your right side together. And from here, our left knee is going to find the earth outside our right shin. Keeping our palms where they're at, we'll push our hips back any amount for a little glute stretch. And then rocking our weight back over our palms, lift our left leg up, extend it long out behind us, and then all the way out to the left side body, resting on the inside of the left leg. Weight into our left hand, and our right arm is going to thread the needle for rolling panda on the opposite side. Yeah, looking good. Pressing into the left palm, we'll bring the right palm up to meet it. We'll bring our left knee underneath us, and then kind of adjust yourself. Find your nice tabletop again. Fingers spread wide, weight into the base of the fingers, middle finger pointing forward. Knees right underneath our hips. Navel drawn in. We'll tuck all 10 toes, or close to it underneath. We're gonna lift our knees just about an inch or two off the ground, and then lower the knees back down. Lift the knees back up. We'll lower them back down. We'll lift them up. We'll hold them off the ground, and then we're going to tap the ground with our knees for 3, 2, 1, and then hips up high, downward facing dog, pushing into your hands. Moment for whatever you want to do here. If you like stillness, that's fine. If you want to pedal one heel down and then the other, or rise up onto your tippy toes. Ooh, I got some ankle cracks out of that. Fingers still spread nice and wide. Weight more into the base of your fingers rather than the base of your palms to keep your wrists nice and happy. From here, we're going to walk our hands back to the back of the mat towards our feet, coming to a forward fold. I mean, wherever you want on your mat. We're just gonna hang with a forward fold. Our feet can stay a nice hip distance apart. You can grab opposite elbow if that feels good, or let your fingers dangle towards the earth. We'll rock our weight into more of the toes of our feet, balls of our feet. Then we'll put our weight back into the heels of our feet, lifting our toes up in our forward fold, and then weight back forward into the toes. And then finding sort of a midfoot balance of where we are with our forward fold. Making sure our head and neck are nice and relaxed, no extra tension in our upper back. You can certainly have a gentle bend in your knees as we warm up our hamstrings. If your arms aren't dangling, we'll release them until they dangle. Then we're gonna roll all the way up to standing. Inhale, arms will circle nice and wide up towards the ceiling. Exhale, arms circle wide again. Forward fold, hands towards the earth. Inhale, palms find your thighs or shins, flat back, lift and lengthen the top of your head away from you. Exhale, forward fold, fingertips towards the earth. Inhale, we're standing up again. Arms reach wide all the way up to the ceiling. Exhale, forward fold, arms sweep wide down towards the earth. Inhale, palms find shins or thighs, flat back, lift and lengthen the top of the head away from you. Exhale, forward fold, release the hands. Inhale again, we're gonna come up to standing, arms spin wide, looking at the ceiling, and exhale, arms spin wide out to the sides, forward fold. Inhale, arms find the shins, the thighs, the floor, flat back, lift and lengthen. Exhale, forward, we're gonna hang out in a forward fold. Inhale here, and exhale. Inhale, bending our knees enough till our palms can find the earth. We'll walk our hands out all the way to the top of a push-up, high plank. Welcome to bring your knees to the earth here or stay in our high plank. From here, we're gonna do a little micro movement of rocking our weight forward towards our fingertips and then back towards the base of our hands. So keeping a nice neutral core, squeezing our navel in, just rocking a couple inches forward and a couple inches back. The work can come from sort of pushing into your toes, so onto your tippy toes, back to the soles of the feet or balls of the feet, back and forth. We can do 3, 2, 1. We'll lower all the way down to our tummies, untuck our toes, and with a little weight in our palms, we're gonna lift our head, our neck, and our chest off the ground for a baby cobra. Squeezing our glutes here to keep our back safe. Inhaling in our baby cobra, and exhale, forehead down to the earth, tuck toes under, hips up high, downward facing dog. Inhale here, and exhale. Inhale, looking forward to the top of the mat. Exhale, we'll walk our feet all the way up to meet our hands, forwarding fold at the front of our mat. Inhale, our arms will circle wide, we'll rise all the way up to standing. Exhale, hang out here, fingertips towards the ceiling. Inhale, gazing towards the ceiling, maybe a little tiny back bend, squeezing our pinkies together. Exhale, hang out here. Keep breathing on your own. We're gonna do a slightly different flow than we did at the back of the mat, but just from forward, up to down and up to down. Our biceps are gonna try to stay right by our ears where they are now. So we'll start by sitting into our chair pose, keeping biceps by our ears, but this will be a low chair so we can fold forward enough that our fingertips reach towards the wall in front of us. Biceps still by your ears. My tummy's definitely hitting my thighs. Might depend on how your body works, but that's where we are here. And then a release from this pose is a forward fold. So our butt goes up, our fingertips go towards the earth, biceps still probably by our ears. And then from here, we'll sit back into that low chair where we just left. So our hips are basically parallel with our knees. We're probably gazing at the floor in front of us, fingers reaching towards the wall in front of us, biceps by ears. And then the release from this is to come all the way up to standing, fingertips towards the ceiling. All right, so we'll flow through that a little bit faster. So inhale, reaching up towards the ceiling. Exhale, stay here. Inhale, sit back, reach forward towards the wall in front of us. Exhale, forward fold, fingers towards the floor. Inhale, low chair, reach towards the wall in front of us. Exhale, come to standing, reach up towards the ceiling. Inhale, low chair, reach towards the wall in front. Exhale, forward fold, fingertips down. Inhale, low chair. Exhale, come up to standing one more time. Inhale, low chair, reach out towards the wall in front. Exhale, forward fold, butts up high. Inhale, low chair, sit back, reach forward. Exhale, come on up to standing. Hang out here for a few breaths. Our left hand can grab our right wrist and we'll do just a little standing side bend here. Stretching out our ribs. And then coming up through center, stretching out the other way. Nice, nice, nice. And then back up to a neutral. Our arms will circle wide. We'll come all the way down to a forward fold. Inhale, palms to thighs, shins, or the earth. Flat back, lift and lengthen. Exhale, palms find the earth. Step or walk or hop back to the top of a push-up. Inhale, push yourself forward to the tip top of the push-up. Exhale, lower down all the way or through chaturanga. An up dog, a baby cobra, some sort of back bend. And then exhale, curl toes under, hips up high, downward facing dog. When I cue the vinyasas, you're always welcome to skip from high push-up straight back to down dog or do some other fancy, sassy thing if it calls to you. 2 more breaths here in our down dog. Really nice, deep inhales and exhales. And inhale, our right leg's gonna reach up towards the ceiling any amount, and then we're gonna step that right leg forward for a lunge, so right foot can find the ground between our hands. We're gonna keep our back knee lifted, and we're just gonna rock back and forth a couple inches. So again, the work might come from our back ankle, just moving our pelvis around, moving the front ankle around too. We often talk about not letting our knees come past our toes in CrossFit, but if we are moving with control and gentleness in yoga, it's actually a fine stretch for your ankle. We do want that big range of motion. All right, after we rock back and forth a dozen times, we'll let our back knee find the earth, find stillness, untuck our back toes, hang out in a low lunge for a breath. You can stay here, or we can bring our hands to our front right thigh for an upright low lunge. And then you can stay here, go back to that low lunge, or we'll bring both arms up overhead. Certainly bring your gaze to the ceiling if that feels good. Little baby back bend here. Nice big inhale, and if our arms are anywhere other than the floor, on an exhale, our hands will find the floor. We'll curl our back toes under and walk, step, hop, bring that back foot up to meet the front foot, forward fold. Inhale, we'll sweep our arms wide all the way up to standing, and exhale, arms sweep wide again, forward fold at the top of the mat. Inhale, flat back, lift and lengthen. Exhale, palms find the earth. Step, walk, jump, hop, however you want to get to the top of the push-up and flow through a vinyasa of your choosing or meet up in downward facing dog. From here, we'll inhale our left leg up to the sky and then step the left foot forward for a lunge again. We'll do that rocking back and forth, just bringing our weight over our front toes. I chatted for a while here last time, so we'll make sure we spend about as much time rocking back and forth with our left leg forward. So good. All right, our back knee can find the earth. We'll untuck our back toes, hanging out in our lunge here for a couple breaths. Stay here or bring your hands to your front thigh for a little upright low lunge. And stay here or bring your arms up overhead. Sinking our hips lower with every breath. And we'll lower our hands down if they're up in the air, curl back toes under, step, walk, hop that back leg forward to meet our toes at the front of the mat, forward fold. Inhale, arms circle wide, all the way up overhead. Exhale, arms circle wide again, back to a forward fold. Inhale, flat back, lift and lengthen. Exhale, step, walk, hop, however you want to get back to the top of a push-up. Flow through a vinyasa, meeting up in downward facing dog. Inhale, our left leg again will go high, maybe a little bit higher than last time, maybe opening our hips or not, either works. And then exhale, our left foot's gonna step forward to a lunge at the top of the mat. We're gonna bring both hands to this front left thigh. Our back knee is staying off the ground here, but we're gonna bring it a little bit closer to the ground and a little bit away. So we're just pulsing up and down a couple inches in our split lunge here. Oh, so gross. We got 3 more, 2 more, 1 more. We'll stop at the bottom, keeping our hips this low. We're gonna try to straighten our back leg for a very low lunge. We can hang out here. Your back knee can find the earth if that's what your body wants right now, or our arms can reach up overhead for a high lunge. Inhale, push out through the back heel. Try to really straighten that back leg. 1 more, inhale here, exhale, both arms find the ground in front of us. We'll bring our back leg in, walk, step, hop to the front of the mat, forward fold. Inhale, arms circle wide, all the way up to the ceiling. Exhale, circle wide, all the way back to a forward fold. Inhale, flat back, lift and lengthen. Exhale, palms find the earth, walk, step, or hop back to the top of a push-up, flowing through a vinyasa, meeting up in downward facing dog. Big inhale, big exhale, pushing your head through the window of your arms. Inhale our right leg up to the sky, maybe a little higher than before. Exhale, step that right leg forward for a high lunge. Inhale, our hands can find the front thigh. And exhale, we'll do some pulses on this side. So lowering that back knee towards the earth and away. Just bouncing up and down. Oh yeah, such fitness. We'll go 3, 2, 1. Stop at the bottom and then straighten that leg, keeping your hips super duper low. Back knee can find the earth if you want to, or staying in the lunge. Arms can reach up overhead or stay on your thigh. Few breaths here. Pushing equally into both legs. We don't want the right leg to be carrying all the weight here. One more inhale and exhale, hands find the floor by your front foot. Back foot comes forward to meet it somehow, forward fold. Inhale, arms circle wide all the way up to standing. Exhale, arms circle wide again, forward fold at the front of the mat. Inhale, flat back, lift and lengthen. Exhale, palms find the earth. Step, jump, hop back, flow through a chaturanga or down dog. We'll all meet there, either way. Few nice deep breaths here. Really pushing your hips high to the sky. Nice deep bend in your frontal hip crease. And slowly and gently, we're gonna walk our hands back to meet our feet at the back of the mat. From here, we're gonna bring our feet to parallel and probably hip distance or maybe just a little bit wider than hip distance, but toes pointing forward, forward fold. You can grab opposite elbows. You could interlace your hands behind your head if that feels good. Rocking our weight into our toes a little bit. And if our hands are anywhere other than dangling towards the floor, we'll release them towards the floor. And we're gonna sit back into a parallel lunge, or a parallel squat. So we often squat with our toes like ballerinas out to the side and our knees out to the side, but we're gonna try to keep, yeah, nice, super parallel squat. So don't let your tummy fall between your legs. It might be a little bit higher than you're used to. Fingertips can certainly be balanced on a coffee table or water bottle. Dangling down towards the earth or a prayer is a nice place to just push a little against your palms and feel a little openness. My notebook, I wrote squat forever. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to stay here for just a little bit longer. Nice inhales and exhales. You can certainly gaze at the floor in front of you. Inhaling and exhaling. We're going to lift our butt just about 2 or 3 inches so our thighs are at parallel, feeling that nice burn. Inhaling and exhaling here. You can gaze at the floor slightly in front of you. Ooh, feeling that heat, feeling that work you're doing. And one more inhale, exhale, forward fold, butts up high, head releases down. Whew. For our forward fold, I'm gonna suggest yogi toe lock, which is kind of funny. So we're taking our 2 peace fingers, our pointer and our middle finger, and sticking it between our big toe and our second toe and hooking those big toes. So we're holding, yeah, right? You might have to have a generous bend in your knees to get there, but once you can get there, you can pull on your toes, elbows out to the side for a forward fold. And folding with a bend in your knees is definitely still hamstring work. So if you've got a gentle bend, that's great. That means you won't pass out. We're going to try to do a little leg balance here, holding onto our big toes. So our weight will go into our left foot, and holding onto our big toe, we're going to try to lift our right foot a couple inches off to the side, just kicking our leg up to the side, feeling all those micro balance adjustments in this weird one-legged forward fold, balance, toe hold. Ooh, cool. We can release that foot back down, a little regular forward fold in the middle, squeezing our big toes. And then we'll try the other side. Weight into your right leg, lifting our left foot off to the side, any amount, feeling what that bound forward fold balance is like. So weird. Lots of butt activation for me, lots of little muscles trying to keep me up. Cool. We can release both feet, let go of the bind, just a regular forward fold of any kind with your hands dangling. And with a gentle bend in our knees, we're going to roll all the way up to standing. Oh. Cool. Yeah, let's inhale, circle arms wide. And with our left hand, we'll grab our right wrist and do that side bend again we did earlier. You can gaze up to the ceiling to keep this a nice open side bend. Then coming back up to neutral, switch to grab the opposite wrist, pull that arm over. And then back up to neutral. We'll bring our hands to heart center, palms together. We're gonna keep our feet, hopefully they're still about hip distance apart, toes parallel, pointing forward to the front of your mat. We'll sit back down into a chair pose, a little bit higher than we've been doing. We've been doing real low chairs. But hanging out in our chair pose, we're gonna do a couple one-legged balances here too. So our weight will go into our left leg, and we're just gonna pick the right foot a couple inches off the ground. This is enough to feel all those quivers and balances. If it's super easy, you can certainly sit a little bit lower here. Squeezing the right ankle, inhaling, exhaling. One more, inhale, exhale, release that right foot, stand up tall. Inhale and exhale, sit back down. We'll switch to the other side, weight in the right foot, left toes come off the ground any amount. Feeling all that quivering, shaking, balancing. Maybe sitting a little bit lower, squeezing the left toes up towards you. Yay, balance. Cool, and we'll lower the left foot. Come on up to standing. Good job. Inhale, arms circle wide all the way up overhead. Exhale, arms circle wide, forward fold at the back of the mat. We'll walk our hands all the way out to the top of a push-up. We're gonna lower down onto our forearms here. And we'll rock forward and back like we did at the top of a push-up, only in a forearm plank this time. So just rolling over to the tips of our toes and the balls of our feet. We'll go back and forth for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower all the way down to our tummies. Palms find the earth underneath our shoulders. little cobra or full upward back bend of your choosing. Then curl toes under, hips up high, downward facing dog. Inhale, our right leg's gonna lift high up to the sky behind us. On an exhale, our right knee is gonna come try to tap our right elbow in front of us in a plank. And then exhale, right leg up, three-legged dog. Then we'll bring our right knee into our left elbow in a plank. And then exhale, right leg up, three-legged dog. One more, squeezing in, right knee towards our nose. Squishing it back up, three-legged dog. And then this last time, our right knee is gonna come forward for a low lunge. Back knee hits the ground, back toes untouched. Let's bring both hands inside of our foot and we'll toe heel our right foot off to the side of the mat. And we can send our right heel away from us too. So I'm coming to kind of a half splits thing. So my right leg is extended off to the side of my mat. Yeah, any variation of this is fine. So we're working on a low lunge or a splits variation. We'll be here for a couple breaths. Thinking about sinking your hips down towards the earth. And with the folding in this position, I want us to think more about like bringing our guts towards the earth rather than the top of our head. So it's not like a rounded fold, but more of a like squeezing out toothpaste where you start at the back and whoosh that part down first. So we're probably not to the toothpaste in our head yet. That's an analogy that works for you. Oof. All right, wherever we are, we're gonna try to bring our right foot back underneath us, toe heel it back onto the mat. If it's off the mat, frame the front foot, curl our back toes under, lift that back leg up, step the back leg up to meet the front for a forward fold at the front of the mat. Inhale, arms circle wide, up overhead. Exhale, stay here. Inhale, palms to heart center, prayer at the front of the mat. Exhale, we're gonna lift our right knee super high. Just a simple standing one-legged balance. Yeah, find that balance. Big inhale, and then on an exhale, we're gonna send this right leg back to find a lunge on the opposite side. You can also step it back there with a couple steps, and that's fine. From here, our back knee will find the earth, our back toes will untuck. Both hands will find the inside of the front foot. Toe heel that left foot off the edge of the mat. Straighten that left knee any amount. Squeezing our toothpaste tube, trying to lower our tummies towards the earth in this. Yeah, you all look beautiful. I really miss having people in the same room as me, but I'm so thankful you're there. A few more nice slow breaths here. Gently, we'll bring our left foot in underneath us, toe heel, our foot back onto our mat, frame that front foot, curl our back toes under, lift that back knee off the ground. Our left leg's gonna step back to find the top of a push-up. We'll scoot forward and lower through Chaturanga, Urdhva Mukha Savasana, Adho Mukha Savasana. I don't know, I feel weird when I speak Sanskrit. We're in downward facing dog. Inhale the left leg up super high to the sky. Exhale, left knee towards left elbow in a plank. Exhale, inhale left leg up to the sky. Exhale, left knee towards right elbow front of the mat. Inhale, left leg up, three-legged dog. Exhale, left knee towards your nose in a plank. Left leg up high to the sky, and then step it forward for a lunge. This time we're going to spin our back heel down. So we're setting up for side angle pose, if you know what that is. Either way, we're going to bring our left forearm onto our left thigh and open our torso up to the side of the mat. So we're standing with basically heel to heel alignment is good for today. Opening our torso. Our right arm can reach up to the sky overhead, and then all the way to the front of the mat, palm faces the left big toes, basically. So here we are, gazing up towards the ceiling, spinning our torso open. Exhale, sinking those hips a little bit deeper. Finding space in your left shoulder, keeping it away from your left ear, growing your neck nice and long. One more inhale here. Exhale, gaze at the earth, frame your front foot with your hands, step your right leg forward for a forward fold at the top of the mat. Inhale, arms reach up overhead. Exhale, palms to heart center prayer. This time our weight is gonna go into our right leg and our left knee is gonna rise up for a little balance here. Standing nice and tall, not leaning back or forward while we hold that left knee up towards our chest. And then we'll swing it through, stepping back for triangle pose, or side angle pose on the other side. So this time our right forearm finds our right thigh, our left heel spins in towards the earth, spinning our torso to the side of the mat. Left arm reaches up towards the ceiling and then out overhead, palm towards the earth in front of your right toes. Sink your hips a little bit lower. Find space between your right shoulder and ears, maybe gazing up at the ceiling to open your chest a little bit more. So good. Big inhale here, exhale, palms frame the foot. Right foot steps back to meet the left foot. Flow through a vinyasa, meeting up in downward facing dog. We'll gently walk our hands back to meet our feet at the back of our mat again. Forward fold here. Nice bend in our knees. We'll roll all the way up to standing. We got one more balance pose for you. So we're gonna bring our weight into our left leg and we're gonna hug our right knee into our chest. Yeah, cool. We can grab the right knee with just our left arm if we've got the balance here and bring our right arm out behind us. And then maybe gaze behind us at that right arm. If you're super flexy, you can extend your right leg and hold those toes with your left hand, but that's more than the balance I have today. Nice and tall, navel draws in. We'll stay here for one more breath. And exhale, release that, all of it down, just for a nice stand in between. Cool. And we'll do the other side. So weight into the right leg, left knee hugs into the chest. Finding our nice strong balance here. Once we're in a place we feel rooted, we can let go with our left hand. So we're just holding the knee with our right hand. The left arm will reach out behind us. We can look over our left shoulder at it. Nice. Cool. And we'll release that. Inhale, both arms up overhead. Exhale, arms circle wide. Forward fold at the back of the mat. Inhale, we'll walk our hands out to the top of a push-up. We'll rock forward and back on our toes in our plank again like we did earlier. We've got 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, One, lower all the way down to our tummies, untuck our toes. Let's pause in a Sphinx pose, so forearms on the ground, elbows stacked underneath our shoulders, gazing at the wall in front of us, squeezing our glutes. One more inhale here, exhale, lower your head down, tuck our toes under, lift your hips up high, downward facing dog. Inhale our right leg up to the sky. Exhale, we're gonna bring our right leg forward for pigeon pose. So we're bringing the whole shin up to the front of the mat, untucking our back toes and walking our left leg back. If you are not a pigeon body today, feel free to do a figure 4 variation on your back or something else that gets a similar stretch for you. Otherwise, we'll hang out in pigeon for a few breaths. So finding a spot that's relatively cozy for you. You can certainly be an upright pigeon if you're feeling perky today, or a forward fold. You can put a sweatshirt or a couch cushion under your hips if you want that extra support, or be okay floating in space or being a little off kilter today. All are fine choices. All right, buddies, we're gonna just switch to the other side. So if you're on your back and wanna stay on your back, you can flip over to the other side. If you wanna just fall onto one hip and get back to downward dog, or do something a little fancier, we'll set up for the pigeon on the opposite side. So this time we've got our left leg coming forward and our right leg going back. Sitting up nice and tall or forward folding. Nice work, y'all. I'll be here just a little bit longer, but I like to do a mic check so you know that I'm still here and you're still here. All right, buddies. Our next stop is going to be seated. So if you want to flop over from wherever you are, you can roll onto one hip or roll all the way over. We're going to come to staff pose, which is a pretty deceptively simple thing. So step pose is just sitting in an L shape. We've got our legs out in front of us and we're sitting nice and tall. If this doesn't work for your hips, some blankets or pillows under there can feel good. I like to move the squashiness out of the way from my butt so I can feel my sits bones nice on the earth, so you can certainly do that. We'll sit up nice and tall. We'll inhale our arms up overhead, gazing at the ceiling, and then exhale, forward fold over our legs. You can let this be a passive fold if you'd like. You could certainly grab your shins or ankles or big toes like we did when we were standing, or sides of your feet. All your forward folds are looking great. If you want to think about that toothpaste analogy I said earlier, this is an interesting pose to think about it too, about trying to get your tummy to touch your thighs first, and then maybe your chest to touch your knees, and then your chin towards your shins, versus thinking about the top of your head towards your legs, which is, they're just two different ways to think about a forward fold. Both are great, or not thinking about it all is also fine, but I like to think about squeezing out my forward fold from the back. Gently, we can bring our torso back up to seated. We'll bring our soles of the feet to the earth, knees up towards the sky, so that we can lay down a little bit more gently. So we'll lay down onto our back, and then we can hug our knees into our chest here. Yeah, let's rock side to side a little bit. And then we'll bring our knees wide, coming to happy baby, so arms can come between the legs and grab the shins, ankles, feet, big toes, if we're really into our Pada Gustasana big toe hold today. You can still rock side to side in your happy baby, or find a little stillness, tugging on your legs to get your knees closer to your armpits and to the floor. And we'll release whatever hold we have, squeezing knees together again towards the center of our torso. We'll rock both knees over to the right side of our body, and then stretch our left arm out long to the left side, gazing over our left shoulder for a supine twist. Inhale, gaze back up to center, knees back through center, a little squeeze, and then over to the left side of the body. Right arm extends long out to the right side.